welcome to another episode of the football show with no name on our new day and time, Tuesday, 8 o'clock. So welcome in, everybody. With me, as always, you got Jeff up here in the top left-hand corner and Miss Lauren, who don't feel good in Who Dat Nation down on the bottom of the screen. So there's a rumor going around she might have got sick on purpose, but we won't talk about that. Just kidding. Nobody gets sick on purpose. Anyway, all right, so we got a lot of shit to talk about today. Got a lot of great football games.
Just throw something out there really quick. Games. Where is Kamish? Yeah. I need to talk to Kamish about these boys that where is he? Kamish, out there, come talk to us about your boys. It's insane.
Yeah, it was something that's never happened before. When the New York Football Giants lost a ridiculously large lead with 5.5 minutes to go in the game, and even scored with less than a minute to go in the game to take the lead. So it was pretty insane week of football. Let's start off with some more somber news real quick. And Lauren has done a little bit more research. I think maybe Ferg has done a little bit more research than I into this Doug Martin situation and the muscle hamster, the fantasy superstar from, I don't know, 2007, 2010, somewhere around that time, has passed away. And from all accounts, he was in custody. Is that right, Lauren?
From what I've read, I don't know, Jeff, if you've seen something different. It doesn't make any sense to me. He apparently was involved in some type of criminal act. And then he got arrested, and he accidentally somehow died in custody. Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't heard the detail. What I read was, of course, he had some kind of mental health challenges going on. We don't know.
I mean, he played
exactly. But about him, he ran from his home to a nearby residence. I don't know if he was trying to break in or what he was doing, but there was a struggle while they tried to detain him. And as they took him into custody, he became unresponsive. That sounds like code for got unalived. But again, we don't know what kind of medication, what symptoms he was on. It was 4:15 in the goddamn morning. That never good happens at 4 o'clock in the morning dealing with the damn police. So,
nope. My mama always
figure out. We'll get some more. We'll get some news later on down the road and figure it out.
Well, my mama always said nothing good happened after 2 a.m. And that has definitely proved to be right in my life for the most part. But man, RIP to Doug Martin, the muscle hamster.
I think.
No, I don't think so. I mean, no, I think he would have been he's a really good player for a short amount of time.
Who?
Right?
Who? Muscle?
Doug Martin, yeah. He was a really good player for a short amount of time. So anyway,
the scabo train of being good for a year or two.
Yep. So all right, so let's move on. Let's talk about how bad the Jets are. I don't know. Is it Aaron Glenn? Is it personnel?
No, man. Because I really wanted him to come to New. I don't know what's worse because Kellen Moore only won a game.
Woody Johnson said it's Justin Fields' fault. I've never heard an owner just flat out slander your star quarterback like that. He just destroyed that man today in the meet. I do believe Justin Fields' career ended today.
Well, it's he had 14 pass attempts. He had 46 yards on 14 pass attempts. Yes, there is quarterbacks that can do a lot with 14 pass attempts, and how much did he run? Because I don't remember that the rushing stats being breathtaking.
I feel like
right? Yeah. So I mean, what kind of offense are you running when you have a dynamic quarterback that we've seen? Right. So it's his season stats, fantasy wise, is third into 30s into the last 3 games.
But to his defense, Aaron Glenn's a defensive guy, and the defense has played well for the most part. They hold him to 13 points. They can't do anything if their quarterback's putting them back on the field so quickly. So because I like him, I think it sucks that this is happening.
I mean, if you're gonna play with an average quarterback, think you have to have more than one wide receiver. And the running back that you're saying you want to get rid of.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's bad.
No
Who's the other one? Alan Lazard?
Yeah.
The wide receiver, the offensive line doesn't block.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bad situation. I hope Justin Fields saves from that $40 million that they gave him because
I'm sure he did.
I feel like that's it.
Y'all, he will get picked up somewhere. The Cardinals will pick him up, because he is Kyler Murray light.
I'll take him in New Orleans so he can be the Taysom Hill 2.0.
Yes.
Somebody needs to take him and make him a running back. I know we talked about this last week. So I don't know. It's a very interesting situation what's going on in New York, but they lost. I mean, plain and simple, they lost.
October, let's see, what is this? October 21st of 2026. We're talking about Justin Fields. Let me think. Justin Fields, Tua. There's probably one other person I'm not thinking of that's going to be your next Daniel Jones once they get the Sean McVay treatment.
Or the next Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Well, that's what I'm saying. The Sean McVay treatment rehabilitates all for some reason. If you can just get out there, even if you don't stay there, like Baker, you come out the other side.
All right. Well, what do you guys think about this? So San Francisco once drafted a quarterback that they thought had potential, like Justin Fields being Trey Lance, who turned out to be absolutely nothing. However, in that same archetype, Justin Fields as the backup to both Mac Jones and Brock Purdy because they seem to be switching weeks on who's healthy. You know what I mean? So, I mean, might not be a bad option.
A fair chance, though.
I think the thing about the dudes that go to the 49ers, they actually can throw the ball. I don't know if Justin Fields can actually throw the ball.
Well, then there goes DJ Moore.
Even Justin Fields' college days, he had what? Olave, Garrett Wilson. Who's in the crew before that? I don't think Justin Fields doesn't transfer all the way down to Marvin Harrison and them, but the group of wide receivers before Olave and Wilson at Ohio State. Yeah. I mean, he's always played with 4 to 5 great dudes, kind of like the USC quarterbacks. 4 to 5 great wide receivers at all times, gets drafted, and they go down the road of the Matt Leinart, Justin
really
Fields,
good games in Chicago.
Cordell Jones.
See, Ferg, that your theory goes out the window because you have to add the LSU quarterbacks in that situation.
I don't know. I don't know if LSU had a great quarterback or
Joe Burrow.
If Burrow was so far down. Let's say this. Burrow wasn't athletic enough to be in the mold of the last several Ohio State type quarterbacks.
No.
But he's the best LSU quarterback they've ever had because even with his great season that he had, Nussmeier just hit 50 touchdown passes, and he was like the first dude that's ever done that's played there long.
Okay, so also don't forget
how shitty they've been at quarterback with the amount of wide receivers they've had.
Well, don't forget
years.
Don't forget about Jamarcus Russell.
Again, the amount of shitty quarterbacks they've had, but had talent. They definitely had 3 to 7 draft picks on defense every year for 10 years.
Oh yeah, that's facts.
You can only put LSU and Ohio State if you're gonna have verses for wide receivers. It's only those two right now. There's somebody else out there. Somebody else remind me because I'm thinking LSU back as far as fucking Lauren's boy, Devery Henderson, and like even back that far, they've always been good at wideout when they had shitty quarterback play.
Yeah,
they were good at wideout.
That's fair.
And Burrow's just the best quarterback that has ever played there. That's just happens to be what that is.
All right, so let's go from one of the worst to do it right now in the Jets and Justin Fields to one of the best to do it right now in Drake May and the conference leading New England Patriots at 5-2.
There we go.
No, don't. Here we go. This shit. Drake May just goes out there and does it. Right? Whatever it is and it needs to be done, he does it. And they're winning because of it.
It's the AFC East.
I don't care for winning in the NFL is tough, but am I wrong? Lauren, am I wrong? Help me out here as a former New England Patriots fan.
Former.
I mean, he's on his second year, but he reminds me so much of somebody else that was there for a minute.
Don't you say it. I'm not gonna allow this slander. You will be the second person in as many days that is attempted to compare this slander. I will not allow you to do that.
I'm gonna start wearing my Mike Vrabel.
She was talking about Drew Bledsoe. Yeah, he was talking about Drew Bledsoe first.
All right, so for the sake of context,
now, I do think his
Drake
coach
May,
helps
1,700 yards, 12 touchdowns, 2 picks this year. Drake May's opponents this year: the Raiders, the Dolphins, the Panthers,
the
New
Bills,
Orleans, Tennessee. A sneaker against the Bills, on which he threw no touchdown passes against the Bills, and against Pitt, the most average team, 268, 2 and a pick.
Who does he throw the ball to?
He has feasted on the worst teams in the league this year. Carl, let's talk about Drake again. 7 games from now, minus
when he's still throwing touchdowns to Austin
games
Hooper?
that he gets to play against Miami and the Jets still.
All right, let's talk about something real quick. So he was 21 of 23.
It's
right now. He set the New England Patriots record for completion percentage. Okay, so you can say it's the Titans all you want to, but let me ask you a question. How many bad teams did Tom Brady play against? How many bad Bills teams? Right, how many bad Jets teams?
AFC East,
how many bad Dolphins teams?
Brady and them were in the midst of their run, even the ascension of the run. Because the Dolphins finished second at least 6 times. They only broke through the year. They only broke through the year that Brady went out and didn't make the playoffs. And the Pats weren't even bad that year because they went 11-5 with fucking Matt Castle.
I was gonna say that was Matt Castle.
The Bills were shitty pretty much every year.
Yes.
For quite a while. Jets.
The Rex Ryan era.
4 AFC championship games in a row to run into the Patriots, kind of like what's going on with what happened with the Bengals and everybody else in the AFC, the Bengals and the Ravens running against the Chiefs all these last year. So they weren't playing bums. Plus, they were playing primetime games, Sunday nights, Monday nights, every other week for about 10 straight years.
Like
Drake has played 7 games, 3 of which have been against the 3 worst teams in football.
Let's look at his
stats. Can
we
just slow down for a hot second?
Hate.
Slow down.
Yeah.
Hate. Let's slow down.
Because this is also the guy that's hating on Justin Fields, who thinks that DJ Moore's a better wide receiver than Mike Evans.
Well, I guess we won't.
He's a better receiver than Mike Evans at this moment today. He is.
Right. Well, at this moment today, he is.
At this moment, I am.
All right, so let's now that we got some kind of news kind of stuff out of the way, let's talk about some games. We need to start it off with the Old Man Bowl on Thursday Night Football, which actually turned out to be a fantastic football game.
Great
it did.
Very entertaining. Joe Flacco goes for 150 million yards and 3 touchdowns.
Wait, didn't Jeff
13 rushing?
Jeff talk shit about him last Tuesday?
Oh, of course he did.
Yeah.
No, I didn't talk shit about Flacco. I said when we talked about trading for Flacco, I told you 2.5 great games out of Flacco, and then the bottom was going to drop.
Okay, already done.
You got one.
No, that was one. That was
one.
He didn't have a great game. He didn't have a great game the first game.
The Green Bay game.
Yeah, no, that wasn't with Cincinnati. He was talking about Cincinnati.
So it doesn't matter if he changes teams every 2 weeks.
No, he has 2.5 games every 2 years.
2.5 great games every year.
Every game he's with, right? All right. So, but it was a very entertaining game, very great fantasy game for everybody not named DK Metcalf. So you have the tight ends. The tight ends.
Oh my God! Yeah, he brought
Pittsburgh with Freiermuth and Jonnu Smith. I mean,
even Darnell Washington.
Yeah, Darnell Washington, the big ass Washington, and then you have Jalen Warren had a really good game.
We love you, Aaron.
And so like it was an interesting game. And then what did Aaron Rodgers end up with, like 260 or something like that? And then Joe Flacco goes out there and does his thing. Chase Brown is relevant again. If Flacco stays relevant, then Chase Brown comes back to life. So that was nice.
Aiden
So
is a huge Bengals fan, and I feel like his entire world changed as
Yeah,
soon
I
as he
bet.
stepped on that field. He's
Yep.
like totally different thing, totally
Yeah.
different. Now I'm like, do they make it to the? Because they won a bunch of games to begin with, so now I'm like, do they make it to the wild card?
Yeah, they have. They definitely have a way because the Ravens are so terrible. But they had the bye week, so they didn't get to lose yet. So then you go overseas and go to Wembley Stadium, and where the Rams and the Jaguars go out. And you know what? I don't know if I've ever seen this before, and I got to get the exact number, but I don't think I've ever seen this stat line before. 21 of 33 for 182 and 5. And this is not a running back or a wide receiver. This is Matthew Stafford, 185 yards and 5 touchdowns, 3 of them to Devontae Adams, which I'm pretty sure were all goal line touchdowns because he had, 5 catches for 33 yards and 3 touchdowns?
God, I wish Puka was playing last week.
Me too. 5 for 35 and 3 is what he had. But man, oh man, like what a weird ass game.
Do you know what? Yeah. I know what Matt Stafford game reminded me of Sunday was that year that Kelsey had like 4 touchdowns in that game and had like 20 yards. Had like 4 touchdowns. He caught 4 touchdown passes against the Raiders. We didn't talk about what they did to the Raiders. So let's see. I don't know if anybody else has ever had because our dude Mike Barbie was big on I can't believe you have 185 yards pass. I was like, you have 5 touchdowns. You're beating the
unbelievable
fucking shit out of him.
Yeah, I mean, it's just unbelievable that he had such a great fantasy game, yet he had 185 yards passing. All right, so then the aforementioned matchup against the Raiders or whoever the Chiefs played, but they shut him out 31-0. Geno Smith continues to be terrible. Ashton Genty got shut down. Like really, obviously all of the Raiders got shut down. It was not
the Raiders. Like I'm just saying, one of those guys that owns the Raiders is like the GOAT. Like, get on. What are you doing, dude? Like, we got to help him out.
Yep.
Somebody, they got the best of the best that could mentor him.
Yep.
How about Andy Dalton has a 13 for 27 for 93 yards and 3 touchdown game in November of 2013.
Wow.
Goff last year had a 12 for 15 game for 85 yards and 3 TDs.
I remember that because I had him. Yep. Probably.
Against Tennessee.
But okay, so the big news in this game was the return of Rashee Rice, who made his presence known right off the bat with 2 touchdowns and 75 yards, I think, or 74, somewhere around there. And so he was immediately great. You saw Travis Kelce's usage go way down when Rashee Rice comes in. I mean, it's a pretty impressive trend when that happens. When Rashee Rice and Travis Kelce are both on the field at the same time, I think Travis Kelce's target percentage went down like 20%. So
Xavier Worthy as well.
Ugh. Yeah, Xavier Worthy and Hollywood Brown. I mean, now it went from an empty wide receiver room to a full wide receiver room very, very quickly with just the presence of one person.
Have a running back.
Yeah.
Like when they play the Lions in the Super Bowl, they don't have a running back.
Yeah.
What did I text you Sunday though? Jerome Ford to the Chiefs.
Yep. Jerome Ford to the Chiefs.
I'm still holding out hopes for. Although Kareem Hunt came back into that game.
Look, I like Kareem Hunt. I pick him up. I have him on. I am forced to play him.
Running back.
And the Chiefs love Brashard Smith.
They really
they love him. They love him. They let him loose this week. He's going to take Pacheco's spot at least, if not this year, by the beginning of next year. So.
All right, so let's run down some more real quick. We already talked about the Patriots and the Titans, and so we talked about how bad the Jets were, but we didn't talk about who they lost to. So the Panthers took care of business, 13-6. If you can call that taking care of business, it's the Jets, and they scored 13 points.
Panthers are 4-3.
They're 4-3. Rico Dowdle was not a factor here, really. He had a decent game, but not as good as what he's been doing, and not good. Chuba Hubbard was not very good. And Bryce Young got hurt.
Because the Jets defense is not bad.
I guess it's not bad.
Props for that.
Well, I mean,
people are talking about him getting fired already.
The Jets loaded up to stop the run, and between Bryce and Red Rifle, Leggett went 9 for 92 and a touchdown. So
Leggett had a good game. Andy Dalton is going to be good for that team because we know he can throw the ball. I mean, we know he will throw the ball. And so I think that defenses are probably going to respect his arm more than Bryce Young, regardless of
I would hope so.
Being old and young. So I think that may open it back up for Rico.
He's also not going to run anywhere.
Right. So, I mean, yeah, right. So we'll see about that. So now then we go down to Chicago, or up to Chicago, and Lauren's boys did not do very well. And Caleb Williams did not play very well, but DeAndre Swift did play very well.
That was bad. We lost Eric McCoy again.
Yeah.
Kendre Miller. I feel so bad for this kid. He's been 3 years, and every year he gets denounced torn ACL.
Man,
pick up
like the word on the street is they are just not like they were prepared for the Bills and they put up a good fight. This one, it's like they're not. Maybe it's a new head coach thing. Good. I don't know.
They're not good.
No, they're not. But it's a bunch of rookies. Like they're still like.
Okay, like you tell. They're not good. They get paid to play football.
But that has nothing to do with being prepared for the game.
They're collectively not very good at it together.
Yeah, it's not a great situation. I heard people talking about how it was probably Dennis Allen's fault that Kendre Miller tore his ACL, and somehow it was Dennis Allen's fault because he was in the city, right? So, but the Bears win 26-14. Then you go to Minnesota and the Eagles. Kind of a good
conspiracy theory, though.
Yeah, for sure, because they hated each other. So the Eagles went up to Minnesota and took care of business. Jalen Hurts decided to throw the ball because Saquon Barkley is – finish that sentence.
Something. I don't know what he is. He's something.
I don't really understand.
He's not
for the playoffs? I don't even know.
I don't know what's happening. I mean, but as long as they're winning, I guess it really doesn't matter to Philly.
He's another one of those first-round picks that has screwed people this year.
Bro.
I think the Eagles are confused as to their offensive identity. Even coming off a Super Bowl, I just don't believe that people realize, well, not realize. I don't think people know and understand just how fucking good Jason Kelce was in the middle of that line. Because they can't seem to run the ball worth a fuck. They'll jam the ball in through that tush push and shit and lead the receivers out. But when they decide they want to throw the ball, they actually do look pretty decent. But like Lauren said, if you took Saquon in your first 15 to 16 picks, you're not getting what you picked fantasy-wise out of 15 to 16. Like, the threat of him is there, but you can see, like, we've been cussing about Devontae Smith for 6 weeks. And then when they finally be like, throw the ball to Devontae Smith, you see what fucking happens when you throw the ball to Devontae Smith.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what's going on with Saquon, and you have to play him because he's fucking Saquon Barkley, and he gave up 2,000 yards last year, so his rookie teammates could get some run.
I think the Eagles, just a side note on the Eagles, I think they might be one of the rare instances where a good team might be better by subtraction. Like, I think if they had one less mouth to feed, all other mouths would be better. Kind of like in San Fran, whenever McCaffrey gets hurt, all of a sudden everybody looks great. Or if they're missing one, like McCaffrey looks great without Kittle. Everybody looks good when they don't have to throw the ball to 5 other receivers. They just got to throw the ball. We got to get the ball to McCaffrey. And whoever we put out here at tight end is going to get 6 catches a game. I think the Eagles might be better off trading AJ or Devontae.
I mean, it's probably not a terrible idea.
Narrowing down the offensive tree of who they got to spread the ball to. Because nobody's getting in a rhythm because everybody can't get the ball.
Well, all right, so I want to skip over a couple of games real quick and go to one of the later games, or a couple of the later games, and then we're going to go back to like the more exciting shit. So the Cardinals continue to find ways to lose, and I think they've lost by combined like 18 points all of their games,
but also Green Bay,
it's pretty impressive,
dude.
Yeah,
they also need to they're not going to get it.
But Josh Jacobs is the real deal. And
he is.
Like that dude scoring touchdowns and Jordan Love not playing very well, but they get Christian Watson back this week. And so that's a big deal. So as long as he can stay healthy,
coming back this week?
Yeah, that's what I hear.
No, this is why I keep seeing his name pop up in my phone in trade requests.
None of that.
Coming back.
None of that
now people all of a sudden want to trade for Christian Watson.
It may not matter. But it also may.
Plays for the Lions,
we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that in a second. So then to a game that everybody thought was going to be more competitive with the number one offense in the league and one of the worst defenses in the league having in the Dallas Cowboys hosting the Manders of Washington and Jaden Daniels playing. And this was a game for a little bit until it wasn't.
I mean, he had to do it without Debo.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a thing. Like it was a game for a while, and then CeeDee Lamb caught that 74-yard touchdown, and then George Pickens caught everything that was thrown at him, and Javonte Williams went for 100 again, and Jake Ferguson scored again, and Dak Prescott did it again.
I was thinking, somebody was like, think of what would happen if they never traded Micah Parsons.
You know what would be what's great about them trading Michael Parsons, Lauren, is that now we have a great fantasy team with the Dallas Cowboys. If they kept Micah Parsons, they would not be this good.
No, they would not. They would be a little bit better on defense.
Yep, and not this good.
Throw the ball 652 times a game.
Nope. And we don't want that. We want the Cowboys because we don't care if the Cowboys win or not. We just care if Dak throws for 400 and CeeDee and George Pickens and Devontae. Right. That's what I'm saying. That's all we care about. The best thing to happen to fantasy football this year is the Dallas Cowboys defense being as bad as it is.
And then also, Marshawn Lattimore, what are you doing, bro? Like, he knows better.
He definitely knows better. He knows better. All right, so that was a 44-22. Cowboys doubled up the Manders. So then you go to the Colts and the Chargers.
Oh my God, we got to see
Daniel Jones is that guy, but y'all, I don't know. Give me who, and maybe even this year. Jeez. Jonathan Taylor, like, what do you do? Like, this kid is like, he's been a number one fantasy back before, so we've seen it. But man, 3 touchdowns again.
You make a sacrifice to the gods that Jonathan Taylor doesn't tear up his ankle like he does every year. And he can make it. If he can make it 15 games, and those 15 include your playoffs, you're probably gonna win the money.
Let me tell you part of it, because I don't know how much or if y'all believe in all this stuff, but the new moon is tonight, and it's apparently a very powerful new moon, and you're supposed to like sage your house and whatever. And I saged the trophy, so hopefully Jonathan Taylor stays healthy, and I can keep my precious with me. You know what I mean?
At some point, if they got an easy schedule, at some point they got to back off on him because they're going to need him in the playoffs. Like
I need him in the playoffs. They can back off of him until week 15.
We don't give a fuck whether the Colts win the Super Bowl. We're just trying to win the fantasy player.
I don't give a fuck.
I mean, Tyler Warren looks good. Michael Pittman looks good. Josh Downs looks good. Like,
look, Tyler Warren is that fucking guy.
He's awesome.
How the hell did the Bears think that Colston Loveland was better than Tyler Warren?
You know what? We might find out pretty soon because Cole Kmet got hurt. So we might find out pretty soon.
I hope so, because I have Loveland sitting in a taxi squad waiting.
Yep. All right. So now let's go to, before we get to the Monday night games, the most exciting game of the week. The New York Football Giants.
I thought you were going to say that.
No, going to Denver and beating the fuck out of Denver for their first, how long of NFL quarters? 15 minutes?
49 and a half minutes of the game.
Cam Scadaboo's attention span lasted, I think.
Yo.
It was 32-0.
Bruh.
John Payton.
It was a very interesting
32
Sean
to
Payton.
nothing.
I don't understand what happened besides turnovers. So Jackson Dart throws a pick that never should be thrown. You take a sack in that situation. You never throw that pick. You never let that ball go. He's a young kid, but he is also very good for fantasy. So we can talk about him in a little bit. But wow, what a game. 32-33. Broncos come back in the end to kick a field
goal. And not even overtime. If you give me the Giants 32 and the NFC Pro Bowl team for last year in one quarter, I'm still taking the Giants because you're up 32.
Well, didn't they honor
that
Demaryius
doesn't
Thomas?
happen.
No, Ferg, I think it was 25 because Jackson Dart scored that touchdown with under a minute to go.
But did you see what they honoring?
He gave up 33
was
points in the quarter.
Who was crying?
Peyton.
Oh, yeah, Demaryius Thomas. Demaryius Thomas in the ring. He's in a he's already in the ring.
I feel like sometimes that kind of
he's
stuff.
outside.
Yeah.
He's outside in next to Peyton in some kind of statue.
But man, what a fucking game that was! How I don't even know how to begin to describe it. Bo Nix was great in the fourth quarter. Bo Nix was great. RJ Harvey came through. Fucking Cortland Sutton was okay. The thing that was crazy about this game is you had 2 touchdowns that were caught by people that the pass wasn't intended for.
Yeah. Exactly.
And
Theo Johnson.
That was wild, y'all. I don't know if I've seen that in one game, let alone a week, let alone one game.
Immaculate reception.
Unbelievable. Little Franco Harris. I love it. But no, I've never seen that before. But it was crazy. It was the only time in NFL history that somebody's been leading by that much with that little time to go and have come back and lost it. I think it was and 16,000 or some dumbass shit like that. Some big number.
That's ridiculous.
And to watch Cam Scadow's after game interview, because I bet that's entertaining.
Yeah, they didn't have no goddamn interview this Sunday.
I bet they did.
Asses right to the locker room. We snatching off no church this damn Sunday.
Will they play this week?
All right, so then now let's go to the Falcons and the Niners, and y'all, we have to talk about Bijan is good.
Yeah.
Drake London was not very good. Kyle Pitts was pretty good. Michael Penix wasn't very good. Do you know who was good?
Fucking Christian McCaffrey was fucking good.
Man.
Again.
Again. How is he so y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all, and I'm gonna knock on all pieces of wood that I can figure out.
Please don't say it. Don't say it out loud.
No. I just don't think he scored less than 20 this year in fantasy. I don't think he scored less than 20.
That's a good question. You know what? You're probably right.
I really don't think in a full point or a half point PPR that CMC has scored less than 20. I don't think it's possible. You know what I'm saying?
We'll use the show league stats for comparison. He hasn't scored less than 25. Last Sunday was not a high of 43.
Ferg, check your text. It's unbelievable. How can it be unbelievable? I guess this guy just goes out there and fucking does it. He just does it. CMC goes out there. He has 10, 15 targets a fucking game. He has 7 to 10 catches a game. It can go from 30 yards to 100 yards. But then this is the first time this year. Well, and it's the first time this year he's gone over 100. Yeah. Right? In a game, which is wild to think that with not having scored less than 20, 25 fantasy points.
All right. If you have CMC, I'm just asking as a fan. If you're an owner, you're a CMC owner. Mm-hmm. Are you happy or do you just wait every week for the foot to fall apart?
It can be both.
Yeah, that's why I don't draft him, because I did last year and that did
more
nothing.
Stressful than having a bad team, than having a great player that you know on any play. That's it. That's it for the season.
Let me ask y'all a question. I want y'all to hit the Wayback Machine to August. Okay. And
I already know.
You're drafting. You're drafting your team. You're getting ready for your draft. You go into the draft and you know what you know now about CMC this season through 6 weeks. Where are you picking him? Because he was going 6, 7, 10.
That I said this 2 years ago that I would stop doing this thing.
Round.
I got him in the second round.
I don't have him anywhere, but I would have taken him over. I have to stop. I have this bad habit of starting to get the same guys if I in the first, because I picked around the same place in a bunch of, and so unfortunately this year for me that was Brian Thomas Jr. So I have crapped so many. I have 4 leagues that I'm not gonna do shit with because of him. But gotta have a variety. So Christian,
but he was great.
You got CD Lamb, and he was, but it's and I know it's a crapshoot as to who's going to be the guy that completely falls on his face. But if I had spread the love and stopped hating on CD Lamb and picked him up instead of fucking Brian Thomas Jr., because any week I win, it's when he has there's 2 weeks that man went over 10 points. Okay,
so let me ask a question. If we're doing a fantasy draft redo right now, and you have the option to pick 3 players at number 1. And I think everybody knows what 3 players we're going to talk about. CMC, Jonathan Taylor, and Puka Nacua. Who is getting drafted? Who is getting drafted one?
I would take Lamar over CMC though.
If we know what we know today. Wait a minute, you're saying we know what we know today, but we're back sitting in August all of a sudden, like Back to the Future.
Yep, we're doing a redraft right now. Who are you drafting number one?
Everybody in the room will explode because you're either going to take CMC at 1 or you're going to take JSN at 1. And
or Jonathan Taylor.
You took JSN at 1 in a draft, in a live draft. Everybody in that room probably threw some shit at you and been laughing.
Bro, like you 800 and some yards receiving through 6 weeks. You know what I mean?
Everybody in that room told you were a dumb
looks
fucking
good though. Like I have James Cook, Puka, and Jahmyr Gibbs on one league, and like
that's a great
three of those
team.
guys.
That is a great freaking team.
Who let you do that?
7-0.
Yeah, that's a great freaking team.
That is your work league team?
It is. It is, boys. Mike Beam.
That's because you said fuck quarterback. You said fuck quarterback in that league.
I really want to talk about that because all I've ever heard I never really played Superflex. All I ever hear is you gotta take quarterback, I didn't take quarterback till like round 6, and because of that, I have Breece Hall as like my RB3, which is fine. But
that's tough.
I don't think there's no point in taking a quarterback first unless because Lamar's been hurt, Jay Davis has been hurt, Joe Burrow's hurt.
To balance out. It balances out in that end. In the league that Lauren's talking about, which is her work league. Shout out to Bazzuto. I got CMC in that league at 3.12. But I took Jaden Daniels with my first pick because I'm thinking 6 to 7 to 8 years down the road of playing. So I went Daniels because I wasn't getting a chance to get a lot of Daniels in other leagues. And I still ended up with CMC. I'm not as concerned in that league only because
you're right behind me, I think.
The commish thought says just get in the playoffs. As long as your dudes are healthy when week 14, 15 gets here, whenever it is you guys start the playoffs, you're all right. You're good to go. Just your dudes need to be healthy. I just need Jaden Daniels to be playing at that point, and then I'll take my chances with Dak, Jaden Daniels.
Look,
TMC, Bucky.
Look, a couple things. Nick, can we pick up his mom off the waiver wire instead of him? I think that would be better for all of us.
How about this, Nick? Zach Wilson lost his job to Quinn Ewers, and Quinn Ewers is next in line to get snapped. I actually thought Quinn Ewers was going to start this week, but Stephen Ross somehow allowed Mike McDaniel's key card to still be working, and he will be coaching again this week. And Tua will be starting. So,
all right.
Is it Tua small? Because he's been a good quarterback for so long.
When was he good?
I don't know. Maybe it's Tyreek. But is it him or is it his O-line? Is his center?
All of it. Yes, to all of it.
The O-line pulled a Willie Beeman after he talked shit 2 weeks ago. If you watch the game, they just lit wide open holes, fly through, and Tua got murdered.
What was my dude's name? What was my dude's name on Remember the Titans? The offensive lineman that Bertier had to fuck up.
What
was my dude's name?
Ricky something, wasn't it? I can't remember.
It's
he's like, you got
playing for this team. No, Ray. Not letting you play for this team no more, Ray.
Ray, you right. I'm not letting you play for this team no more, Ray.
It was something rednecky. Yeah,
man, what a great fucking flick that is.
Speaking of, to Sunshine.
Oh, Sunshine.
Sunshine in real life is terrible.
Yeah,
God,
he wasn't
terrible.
He wasn't great in London. Okay, so real quick, let's go through these Monday night games real quick because there was some crazy shit that went down in these Monday night games. So first of all, let's talk about the more boring one. And my Texans getting taken care of.
Did you stay up and watch your Texans play?
No, I did not.
I did.
not.
That actually was not a terrible game.
No, Will Anderson is great, and our defense is really good.
Daryl Stingley is really
good. He's really good. We need somebody that can run the ball and somebody on the other side of Nico.
You have well, I'm not gonna say you have no running game, but
none to speak of.
Just run Marks.
Marks was terrible.
Marks
was like 11 for 15 yards.
They couldn't run the ball.
Like exactly.
Okay,
the offensive line is shit. The offensive line is shit.
This is another Giants mistake. Leonard Williams is a fucking grown ass man. Yeah, that's a grown fucking man. Him being able to play DeMarcus Lawrence like every 4 plays and not having to play him on every down. The Seahawks got a kid, I can't remember his name, and it's killing me, that was in the secondary.
Adams.
He's every bit of Chancellor, Richard Sherman.
That's Adams.
Whoever you want to name. God, he's good.
Josh Adams.
God, he is good. He was in on every fucking play last night.
The Raiders dropped him.
Oh, that's terrible.
But yeah, Josh Adams is great, bro. Like he's scary. He's scary out there. He's like Ronnie Lott out there.
JSN is unguardable.
Speaking of defense, so you know what we glossed over? We didn't talk about the Lions.
Oh, we haven't got there yet.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say because that defense.
Yeah. We started with the Texans we started with the Texans and the Seahawks. So the JSN did his thing again. 15 targets, 10 catches. I mean, the dude is just every fucking where.
DK leaving Seattle is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it was great. That was great for JSN. Kenneth Walker didn't have a good game.
Better on offense, JSN probably ends up with 20 catches.
Yeah,
they didn't have to throw the ball really at the end. They didn't have to.
Kenneth Walker wasn't good. Zach Charbonnet was. And that's really all we need to talk about. Sam Darnold is very serviceable.
And just from watching, Kenneth Walker is fast as shit.
Yeah,
I watched the game. I did watch the game. Kenneth Walker had at least 3 runs of 20+ yards that got called back for holding.
Yep.
In which they put Charbonnet in the game right after that, and a play got made. And I was like, God damn it, get a ball of fucking Kenneth Walker. Just one time. Get a ball of fucking Walker without committing a goddamn foul. Kenneth Walker would look so good on somebody else's team. Kenneth Walker looked really good in Dallas.
Yeah, well, I mean, Javonte Williams is doing his thing.
Kenneth Walker would look really good in Dallas.
He'd look really good in Houston. He'd look really good in Houston. All right,
that would be good.
So they want to get rid of him. They want to get him out of conference. They should send them to the Chargers.
They should send them to Houston, and
because I don't think Hampton's
coming back in like 2 weeks.
Marion will be back. He'll be fine.
Yeah, I don't know, but they need 2. You need 2 guys.
He'll be fine. All right, so then let's go to
he'll be fine.
Let's go to what was supposed to be the highest scoring game of the week. I think it had a 55-point over under the last Monday night game that we're going to talk about. The first Monday night game, but the last one we're going to talk about, Bucks and Lions. Baker Mayfield just he missed some throws. He overthrew some folks.
I don't want to hear enough about Baker for MVP.
Rashad White didn't look very good. Thank goodness, because I needed him to not have a very good game. But Jahmyr Gibbs, he is so fast.
He is incredible. And then I also really like the story that the Lions secondary is pretty much one of the guys that's been pulled from the practice squad. Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't know what happened with Baker. I don't know if he was nervous being in Detroit. What the hell? I don't know.
I don't know, but they played. They did not play very well. The Lions actually didn't play very well. Defensively, they played very well. Jared Goff wasn't great, but Amon-Ra was really good. And Jahmyr Gibbs he was just incredible. David Montgomery didn't get near the snaps that he's used to. So I hope that's not a trend with them, because that would really, really suck. All right, so I need a few minutes to talk about some fantasy stuff. Okay. So we started doing this show on Tuesdays because of the waiver wire. So we're going to talk about a few things waiver wire wise, but I want to bring up a couple things. So Ferg and I were talking about something before you came on, Lauren, is that this is the first big bye week. I don't know if it's necessarily bye Mageddon, but there's 6 teams on bye.
Oh, this week is awful.
You got some big ones that are on bye, right? And with the Lions and the Pats and stuff like that. So Rams, right?
Seahawks.
So Seahawks. Gosh, don't remind me. All right. So I have a dilemma in one league where I am my second running back that is starting is Bucky Irving if he plays. And if he doesn't, Lauren,
he'll play.
I need to tell you the dilemma, the real problem with this is that if he does not play, My options to drop somebody are Marvin Harrison Jr., Jahmyr Gibbs, JSN, Zach Charbonnet, and Brock Bowers.
We're not dropping anybody.
Like those are my options to drop.
You just
take the zero. No way.
I told you to take the L.
No, Zach Charbonnet would be the one that I drop, but I'm taking the L.
I'd drop him in a 10 personally. It's a 10.
Yeah,
so I can't get him again.
Yeah, no, thank you. I'm also 7-0 in this league.
So you take an L.
So taking an L would be okay.
Yeah, no, I have to do that this week in my 7-0 because I've got a lot of Lions and Rams on
7-0 where 8 teams make the playoffs.
Yeah,
you just go 7-1 and don't worry about it.
Yeah,
move on to next week.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Right, so that's a problem that we need to discuss because trade deadline is coming up, not just for fantasy but for NFL football in general. And Ferg already mentioned Jerome Fordish thing happening, and I'd like to also bring something else up. So in Lucky 13, Ferg, and you and I mentioned this to you this weekend. So Travis Hunter in Yahoo is listed as a wide receiver and a defensive back. True. And in one league that Ferg and I are in together, we have a defensive player spot. It has been on the website, a league page. It was said in a text, and it was said at the draft that Travis Hunter, if you play him in your defensive spot, you only get defensive points.
Correct.
And so the guy that I was playing ended up putting Travis Hunter in his defensive spot. He played like 2 snaps defensively, no tackles or whatever, but he had 26 points. And so the points still count in the defensive spot. So they had to go in and manually subtract the points.
Exactly.
From his team.
As
right?
they should.
But luckily, I scored over 200 points because my team is disgusting. Right? So Jahmyr Gibbs scoring 40 didn't hurt. Yeah. It's in that same league, right? So it's like, what do you do in situations like that? Because I know that Kurt is going to be mad. Like
you follow the league rules. I mean, it's not okay. When you're in a league and some weirdo shit happens, you refer to the rules. If there is no rule, as shitty as it is, I don't really have any compassion for either part, whether I'm involved or not. It's like, oh, we didn't have a rule for that. So be it. Let's bring it up next year. We're worried about it next year. But if we have a rule, we specifically discussed in this league, Travis Hunter would not get offensive points unless you played him at wide receiver. So I did not think twice about trying to draft Travis Hunter as I did in other leagues where he got both points, and I actually took him like at 1 or 2 in some of these leagues, thinking that he would be Deion Sanders mixed with Jerry Rice. I mean, it was wrong, but as far as rookie draft picks, it kind of still worked out. I mean, he's playing. Genty hasn't really did shit. Amarion's on the goddamn injured list right now, so it's kind of working out if you get both points. But yeah, defensive points only. I had nothing to do with Travis Hunter. I don't own him anywhere where I just play him on defense.
Well, I dropped him in that league because his defensive points didn't count. I mean, offensive points didn't count in the defensive slot, and I didn't.
So it's no need. He's irrelevant.
I didn't need him. Yeah, I didn't need him.
He's irrelevant.
So okay, so now let's talk about a little bit of trades. We talked on this show before how ridiculous some fantasy leagues are with not wanting to trade or not even
looking not
being willing to or whatever it may be. So I put a trade out.
Trades.
I put a trade out 2 days ago to one of our league mates in Ferg and I's league of record, right? In Hoofnagel 23, right? So I put out to Chris Mott Ferg. I want Tetaroa, and I put him Jawan Jennings and Garrett Wilson, and because he needs depth because he doesn't have it, and he's in the bottom half of this league, and so I was going to give him Jennings and Garrett Wilson for Tetaroa, and he has not even looked at it or responded.
I wouldn't take that. I don't know if I would let that one go. I wouldn't take that deal though.
I mean, it's what I wanted to do to like try to get more depth because I have Puka and he'll be back, and I have Amon Ra and I have George Pickens, right? So like, I want another wide receiver because nobody is trading running backs in this league.
When I get a deal like that in a redraft league,
this is a redraft.
Even though overall it might be better off, my thought is okay. Jawan is hit or miss. ever since they started after
But he's coming back healthy
Garrett's
now.
not playing. So what I'm saying when he comes back to play, am I really excited about Garrett Wilson with Tyrod? Am I excited about Garrett Wilson, period. And I have Tet.
Can I tell you?
Because I know Tet is the focus. He's the focus.
But his other wide receivers, Xavier Worthy, Wan'Dale Robinson, Malik Washington, Jacoby Myers. These are his. This is exactly what I'm saying.
So taking a hurt Garrett Wilson doesn't make him any better.
When I'm in
a shitty position, my thought is, if I trade this dude to Clint or whoever it may be, am I good with the fact when Clint's going to be holding up the trophy in 7 weeks? Because I might have just gave him a league winner. Like, Tet doesn't have to be your number one guy. That's how I look at it. Like, am I good with you?
Tet would be my number 3 guy.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Am I good? He might be not shit for you, but I need him if I'm going to make a run.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
It's a little different because I'm looking towards next year and draft picks already.
Right, but so let me ask you guys this. Let me ask you guys this. Now that you know his wide receivers, his quarterbacks are Sunshine and Justin Fields. Right. So let me ask you this. What if I offered him Garrett Wilson or Jawan Jennings and Jared Goff?
For Tet?
For Tet.
That's an overpay.
Because my starting quarterback is Dak, and I can stream somebody when they're off.
I will take it depending on, and I have to look at the week.
I would take Garrett Wilson.
I know right off the top of my head. I don't know Chris's record. Does he have? If Jared Goff is mildly decent?
Chris is 3-4.
Do I have enough weeks to make the playoffs?
Chris is 3-4.
Then I take that deal.
So you think I should go Jared? There's time to get back in it. So I should go Jared because I'm never going to start Jared Goff over Dak.
I would run Goff if I wanted Tet. If I'm willing to, I would offer a QB for a wide receiver in a redraft.
All right, so let me cancel that trade because I agree with you there. I didn't look at his quarterbacks prior, and that's a big.
You got to look at the total situation.
Yeah,
because a lot of times dudes will send you draft picks, and they'll be like, "Hey, I'll give you this for that," and then you look at it, you be like, "Yeah, it's 10 guys, but these 10 guys don't make me better than my one guy."
Yeah.
Or these guys about to go on bye week. These guys hurt already.
And the
quarterback suck.
So here's the way that you can look at this trade. So Jared Goff makes his team better. Garrett Wilson doesn't really make his team better, but he was better than Tet for the first 5 weeks of the season.
Yeah.
Right. So he could make his team at least the same. Like if I did Tet for Garrett Wilson and Garrett Wilson wasn't hurt, and we just did that straight up, neither team would really be better off for it, right? Jared Goff is better off for him, right?
Jared Goff's better off for him at this moment. I mean, I look long range when I'm looking at these things. I'm thinking, okay, I'm Tet. I get a Lawrence boys 2 more times. Nobody on Tampa Bay can stop me. Who else is other than? I don't even know Buffalo has a great defensive player. Not sure what the Panthers are going to look like against the Bills, but they do get them at home. So I just like Tet's long-term this year better than any of those dudes. And if I got a Dak, then you can afford to lick Jared.
And I love him with Andy Dalton even more than I like him with Bryce.
Oh, God.
Right? You see what I'm saying? So I'm trying to get him ahead of that. And it's like, my team is better if Tet's on my team.
You got to just give him Jawan and Garrett Wilson. Then what are you going to do with them?
I mean, Jawan. Yeah, I mean, I can give him Jawan and Garrett
and Jared Goff.
Because with Amon-Ra. But see, the reason I have Jared Goff on my bench is because I have Amon-Ra. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason I have Goff on my bench.
Get rid of all 3 of them. I forgot about the Andy Dalton factor. That's it in itself.
Yeah. Yeah, and so I want to try to get ahead of that. So we'll see if he answers. I don't have his telephone number, but I can get it, I guess.
I'll send out trades. I'm sending crazy trades. This is like desperation week. I wanted to try to get Tajay Spears, Rome Odunze, and JSN, and I was going to give up Brian Thomas Jr., Ricky Pearsall, and Alvin Kamara.
Not even enough. Not even enough. I would.
Kamara makes that interesting.
Ask me for that for goddamn JSN.
I mean, you'd have to give up in order to get JSN at this point. You got to give up a Jamar and somebody else.
I have a lot of Ibuka in the ESPN league, and like it sucked. He got hurt, and then he doesn't get hurt. I have Ricky Pierce. I did this. Like I said, I drafted a lot of the same characters, so I got a lot of Matthew Golden, Ricky Pierce.
Okay, so Ferg, let's ask the golden question in Dynasty, because we probably have some people out there that play Dynasty, and you have some Dynasty leagues. Let's ask this question: if you were offered a trade for JSN, and they offered you a Mecca, are you taking a Dynasty trade for a Mecca and JSN?
No.
Straight up?
Yeah,
no.
Straight up.
No, absolutely not.
If you did, if
a
I had
Mecca
JSN,
still has too many other
there,
mouths he has to feed at some point. At some point, they're going to get Godwin. They're going to get Bucky. They're going to have Rashad, Cade Otton's catching balls.
Mike Evans coming back.
They're going to get Jalen McMillan. Mike Evans is not coming back.
Nope.
They got Tez Johnson catching balls. I mean, it's too many. Mecca might be a better player. They talked about this last night during the second Monday night game. They had a conversation about the guy saying, who's the best Ohio State wide receiver? And Garrett Wilson and Olave both said that they thought JSN was the best wide receiver that they had while they were there. And all you had to do was go to that Stroud JSN game in that Rose Bowl where Wilson and Olave sat out, and the man went for 320.
Yeah,
Stroud went for like 560 in that game. So
yeah, it was wild. Yeah,
I mean, should you trade him now before he starts? Before all these guys come back?
No, I'm not trading JS. Sometimes
no,
you
Mecca.
just gotta sit the fuck back.
She's talking about a Mecca.
Would I trade for a Mecca?
No, if you could get rid of a Mecca and somebody else for JSN.
Not in Dynasty.
No.
Because I have him in a bunch of redrafts. I'm like,
I mean, it's just an interesting conversation.
In Dynasty, you keep them. If your team is bad in Dynasty, unless somebody is foolishly about to give you like 4 to 5 number 1 picks or some stupid shit like that, okay, great. They want to give you Chase and something else, okay. Jettas and something else, maybe. But if you're in a Dynasty, that's your guy for like the next 6 to 7 years. You hold on, you suck it up, and you just draft again next year and don't worry about it. But do not start over from scratch, because if you're like everybody else who tanked last year for Genty, now you're probably tanking again this year for whoever else is coming out. He might end up being eventually good.
I mean, Genty's good.
I mean, he's good, but your plan for getting great immediately is
no. Because Geno's terrible, and nobody expected that. Yeah. Nobody expected that, right? Nobody expected Geno, who threw for 350. He threw for 383 in week 1.
Geno's been a top 10 fantasy quarterback the last 2 years in a row.
Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
About him, he's been top 10.
Wait until once the trade deadline's over. Like I want to see if Breece Hall goes anywhere. I got a lot of him. If he doesn't go anywhere else, I'm probably gonna start trying to get rid of him. But I feel like the trade deadline, I want to see like what happens then, but then at the same time, if you're like 2-5 right now, you got to win out. So like, what do you do?
Yeah.
If you're 2-5 in a redraft league, you push the chips to the middle. Find somebody that's gonna give you something that you think can just. I'm not saying you're gonna win. Let's just switch up what we're doing. If I got Jamar Chase, somebody else, like I have a team like my Hoofnagel team, it has Chase and Drake London on it, but those guys never get together all at the same time. No. And then I lost, I think I lost Hampton or something like that in that league. So I'm starting Tajay Spears at running back, and I don't even have a second running back to play this week because I have Hampton on Hampton's on IR. Stroud ended up being ass. Kyler Murray is hurt. Josh Downs was supposed to be great. He's hurt. Chase hasn't done shit. Sutton hasn't done shit. I mean, Drake London, I
get it.
And I'm 3-4. I'm 3-4 in 10th place with those names.
I don't have a flex person to play in Hoof this week either. So
you push
this week
is
bad. I have a leagues where it's like literally everybody that's not on bye is either buy or out.
Yeah. If you don't win it this week, if you don't get back in it and you're on the wrong side of 4-4,
you're
probably done.
All right,
you're probably done.
And Terry McLaurin fuck you,
he's
buddy.
Hurt. Yeah, well, he's also hurt. But all
McLaurin.
right, so let's talk about waiver wire real quick. And you know what? I don't think I've ever seen this necessarily, but like all the injuries this year, the waiver wire is incredibly thin. More than years that I can remember in the past.
Yeah, I agree.
Because like really, there's only one guy that we really want to talk about. I mean, sure, you can talk about Manungai. He had a good game, and he will be the thunder to the lightning of DeAndre Swift, right? Mm-hmm. And Ben Johnson will make it happen. He made it happen in Detroit. He'll make it happen. Manungai will be good, and he will be serviceable. But I don't really know if you really want him, right?
We said that before we took Rashawn Johnson in August.
Right, Roshan. All right, so
dropping him everywhere.
Here's the one that everybody needs to have on number one, especially if they have a flex option where you can play a tight end. Ferg, let's go ahead and have you talk about him because he is the Winston-Salem State alumni.
Oh, yeah.
Rondé Gatson.
Gatson Jr.
Right?
Gatson
this dude looks fast. He looks fast. He looks like Darren Waller reborn in his early years. And he should be everybody's number one pickup if you have a place to play him, right?
If he's available in your league.
If he's available in your league.
I can't imagine.
Dude, for sure, he's like 42% roster.
I can't imagine he should be available in your league. Well, I'm playing a lot of dynasty leagues, so he's on a lot of my taxi
I was going to send you a trade
that I forgot that I even had a Rondé Gatson. I just traded him about 2 weeks ago before he exploded. I mean, I needed a QB, and I traded him and a first-round pick to get Daniel Jones in a league that I lost every quarterback that I had. I lost Lamar. I lost Lamar. I lost Burrow. I had Lamar, Burrow, somebody. I think I had stuck with like Bryce Young or somebody.
Well, look,
so I gave him up for Daniel Jones. I wish I didn't, but
I get it.
I mean, but like, who knew Justin Herbert was going to finally decide to look his direction? Finally.
Well, so what's his? Arizona's off this week, so if you're a Trey McBride owner, it's definitely a good place to look. Or Cade Otton, if Cade Otton's still out there in your leagues, he's also a good one to look at. Another interesting name that actually had a pretty decent game. Let me look up his stats from last week. Okay. That wasn't great. He had 6.5 points, so it's not great, but he's just coming back from injury. That's Darnell Mooney. And if Michael Penix is going to keep throwing the ball 48 times, then Darnell Mooney's got to see some targets. I think he had 11 targets last week.
Falcons cut Ray today for some reason.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Darnell Mooney came back. Darnell Mooney came back. So, it's going to be very interesting scenario down there in Atlanta. And speaking of Atlanta, pick up their defense. They're playing at home. It's a good, they're always good, especially at home, and they're playing Miami.
Is there a reason why Atlanta has been on primetime Sunday nights like
Bijan
3 or 4 times this week already?
Bijan
this season?
Yeah, Bijan.
I do not
but
enjoy watching them.
Though, if I'm not saying
enjoy watching them play
off, but it's worth Devin Neal is available probably everywhere.
Yep, Ferg said that a little bit ago. Keep an eye out for Devin Neal.
Keep an eye on Devin Neal.
Yeah, for sure. Because Kendre Miller was hurt. He's Kamara's backup.
And then likes to run the ball.
So
anybody feeling some Tyrod Taylor this week?
I mean, why not? Because Justin Fields ain't gonna play. And so then speaking of that kind of stuff, like terrible teams, pick up Indianapolis defense. They're playing Tennessee this week.
Yeah.
And Indianapolis defense has been good. So, but pick them up. So that would be amazing if you did that, because I think they'll probably have a fantastic game. I had a league that I picked up Cleveland's defense last week against Miami because it was the wind and rain game, right? And they ended up with 52 points.
We're disgusting.
5-2. And should have had 6 more, but got brought down at like the 1 or 2 after another interception at like the 10 or 11. So it would have been almost 60 points, which is unbelievable.
Jump into Thursday night before we have to go here.
All right, so Thursday night, real quick, we got Vikings Chargers 3-4 against 4. 3-3 against 4-3. The Chargers are favored by 3.5. It is in LA.
What's the space coming back?
44.5 point over under.
JJ.
No, McCarthy's not playing this week.
No.
I don't know how I feel about that guy. I feel like they
again.
made a huge mistake.
Yeah, no, it's going to be Carson Wentz. It's a 44.5 point over under. You have some really good fantasy options in this game. Aaron Jones is not back, so you still have Mason. Jordan Mason.
Aaron Jones came off the IR today. Well, they announced he's eligible to come off IR.
Okay, but tell me he's not going to go back on IR 45 seconds into that game.
I'm hoping not.
Every single game.
I don't want him fucking up Jordan Mason.
In the show league, I got him and Omarion. They're both sitting in IR.
But so here's the thing. So they really haven't been great with Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason's been good. He's been serviceable, but he hasn't been great.
I don't think they're going to be.
But then you got
rid of your fucking franchise quarterback.
The 5 carries they're getting already. So
yeah, I know. I get it. But so then you have the Vikings and Carson Wentz with JJ, who's going to get most of the targets, and Jordan Addison, who's going to get the rest of the targets, and then TJ Hawkinson, who's going to get the scraps and leftovers. Jordan Mason doesn't really catch the ball that much out of the backfield.
Naylor gets 1 or 2.
Jaden Naylor, he'll get 1 for Hawkinson's 47 and a touch. So then on the other side of the ball, you got Justin Herbert, who throws the ball a million times, and Vidal. Vidal, is that how you say his last name? Kamani Vidal. He is the lead back. Hassan Haskins got hurt, so he's not going to be playing. And it's just Keenan Allen had the resurgence last week and played really, really well.
Shout out to Northern Guilford.
So the 44.5, like I think that's too rich for my blood. I'd probably take the under on that. But this is a very important, especially for all the injuries this year. We say it a million times. We'll say it again. Take your starting players that you are starting on Thursday night out of your flex. Do not start them in your flex. Move them to your regular lineup if you can, and then just keep the flexibility there. And I don't know. We've talked about this on the show before. I'm really weird with my fantasy lineup. I want the best wide receiver that's on my team to be in that number 1 wide receiver slot. Yeah. I want my best running back to be in the wide receiver, the best running back spot. And I want my best utility guy to be in my flex spot. Right?
No, I do both. I do both, but I'm going to tell you what I do. On Sunday night, normally by Monday when the games have gone off, I go through and I fill out the whole lineup for week 8 so I can see who's missing, who's on bye, and I put them by time. Then after Thursday night's games, I put whoever's playing in Thursday is going to start at wide receiver, running back, tight end. That's irregardless, so I can't switch that out. After the Thursday night game, I do what you do. And I'd be like, I need to see Chase Jefferson, then Darnell Mooney. I don't care what time the game is. I just need to see it like that. Unless they have a probable or doubtful tag. Then I leave them at flex to try to give me room like I cussed when we were cussing Monday, and I was like, how the fuck is a Mecca playing all of a sudden? I have nowhere to play him.
Yeah, that is so annoying.
He wasn't great, but in my mind, had I known he was going to play Monday or there was even a chance he was going to play, I would have saved the spot.
Well, you know what was funny, Ferg, is at the beginning of the year, Amon-Ra St. Brown on my Hoofnagel team. Amon-Ra St. Brown was on my number 1 wide receiver spot. And then about 2 weeks in, Puka Nacua went to that number 1 spot, and Amon-Ra dropped number 2.
That is ridiculous to have both of them.
I mean, I kept Puka, so I kept Puka, and I lost a third round. I lost a third round pick, because I kept Puka, but I drafted JT first, right, and then I drafted Amon-Ra second. So
I was going to say something about what you said earlier, Lauren, about Brian Thomas Jr. and stuff like that, and people like that. I don't think that. Brian Thomas Jr. and them are having bad seasons. I don't think that makes us bad drafters.
No.
No, and that's what I think is frustrating.
If you're drafting where you're supposed to draft, and then these guys don't deliver, and then all of a sudden guys like Clint talking about your keeper. If you're in a keeper league, 99% of the people that own Puka got him in the 4th round of your dynasty draft or the last round of your regular whatever kind of draft that you're in, or even off the waiver wire.
Right.
I only own the Pukas that I own because I heard Steve Smith say he was the best wide receiver at the combine that year. Some other receivers we already had some drafts. So I don't own a lot of Puka Nacua, and I rarely am able to draft in a spot
to get him.
Get
right.
to him.
Yep.
To get
I drafted pretty much all of the 9, 10, 8, 9, 10. And like, there's something about the Dallas Cowboys. Like, it doesn't matter. I was like, I'm not taking CD. And I wasn't interested in taking Malik necessarily either, because because I also had heard that like the Jags were looking better and like,
but hold on, can we backtrack into how do you get CD at 8, 9, 10? What leagues are you playing in, Lauren? Like he was going 3, 4, 5 in most leagues that I was
if you're in a super flex,
well, that's different.
And you don't have keepers and you're starting from scratch.
Yeah, that's different.
You gotta have a plan if you're gonna be like, I'm gonna take because the first 3 picks are normally gonna be Lamar, Josh, Burrow.
Yeah.
Some kind of combination of that. Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts. So now we're talking 6 through 12. You pretty much can get any skill player that you want.
I don't think drafting. I always thought drafting first 5 was the best at Superflex. I will never wish that upon myself again. Like, it is easier to draft in the middle.
Yeah. Well, and Lauren,
it is easier to draft in the middle.
I like drafting at the end more. Like, if I had my choice at who've made
end would be too.
I would draft at 12.
I would draft 12 every year in every draft
11,
that I'm
12.
in. So 11, I can see what you guys have done, and I can decide.
Sure.
They took 9 quarterbacks in a row. Let me take a quarterback and the best whoever. They took nobody. Let me get 2 great quarterbacks.
That's why when I had Puka, I drafted JT, and I knew that I had that turn, and Amon-Ra was there, and I was like, if I have Puka and Amon-Ra with JT,
I think that's how I ended up with Puka and Jameer Gibbs. Actually, it was like a turn.
That's fucking awesome. Like that is fucking awesome. And Puka will be back, and everything's gonna be fine. And it's like him and Devontae Adams there with Matthew Stafford is crazy. Okay, anyway, so does anybody have anything left to say this week?
I have some homework for you for next week because I have a topic that we did not get to.
Love that.
So this is your homework for next week.
Okay.
I need you to look through your leagues, and I need you to find the trade that you did not take that you are just beating the shit out of yourself right now. As of like what will be
send them all out. I don't get any.
It could be ever, but I was looking at this year because I looked back this year and I looked at somebody in June sent me a trade for. It was right after the draft. It was some guy from Denver that it was Pat Bryant, who hasn't played a fucking lick. I drafted him in the rookie draft in like 2nd round. Somebody sent me a trade for Pat Bryant for Quentin Johnson. I looked in the comments and like, you dumb motherfucker, why would you send me this wasteful shit? And now Quentin Johnson has like 672 touchdowns this year.
Huge. Okay, so real quick, I offered Addison for Tet. Addison and Garrett Wilson for Tet, and he hasn't taken it yet.
You gotta let him know. He probably hasn't even looked at it.
No, this is another league, and this was a text. This was a text.
Whoever that is, if you don't have depth, bro, you better.
Yeah. Oh no. So in that league is a little bit different. That's the Superflex league, so it's a 10-team Superflex, right?
Well, I'm tanking now. I just traded Daniel Jones today for a 1st and 2nd round.
See, look here's my players that are on my bench this week because they're either off or hurt. Mac Jones, who whatever, we'll figure that out. I have Mac Jones and Brock Purdy, but Trey McBride, Ashton Genty, Williams, Jameson Williams, Emeka Egbuka, Garrett Wilson, and Amarion Hampton. I am starting Purdy, Sutton, Addison, McCaffrey, Jalen Warren, Daniel Jones. Right. So I have depth. I'm not worried about that. I can give him both of those guys if I can get Ted.
I'm about to look up all of Lauren's sleeper leagues, and every league that she owns Brian Thomas Jr. in, I'm going to offer her a trade for Brian Thomas.
Do it.
It's going to be.
You know why? I'm losing in all of those leagues.
Malik Washington or some dumb shit.
I'm just saying, I feel like he still got a little something in the tank for this year. I'm going to try to trade for everybody, people that are down on guys. I'm trying to trade a lot for Brian Thomas Jr., and I want all the Jalen Waddle that I can get.
Sounds
Actually,
good.
I don't know if I have him in a league that we're in together.
So
I have a lot of ESPN leagues.
I am going to find out.
All right, so it's 9:15. We're gonna get out of here. But again, take out your flex players and put them in your Thursday night flex players. Put them in your starting positions. Do the same for Monday if you can. I know that's pretty tough, but do it for Monday if you can. So I know that Ferg doesn't have anything else. Lauren, you got anything else?
I'm good.
Perfect. All right, so for Ferg, Lauren, and Who Dat Nation, I'm the champ. We'll see you next Tuesday, 8 o'clock.
Release the fucking files.
Yes, Jesus Christ.